Welcome to Secrets of Stand-Up Comedy. I'm somebody Williams, some form of Williams. I'm going to tell you everything I know about stand-up so you can be better at your craft and your career in stand-up comedy. I told you I owed you a couple episodes. I'm hearing that I might already have 100 up. I'm hearing that there's a lot of people talking, a lot of word going out on the streets amongst the subscribers and the commenters. But I figured I'd throw this one in there. In the end, the more the better. I'm going to assume you know about this. However, if you don't, it's very helpful. If you do, you need to be reminded. All right? They call it the Seinfeld Strategy. How to overcome procrastination. This is a whole website that is about psychology and how to be a better person. And they're using a comedian. So right off the bat, I'm interested. And I've heard about this a long time ago. What is it? Well, it's a way of getting a little bit done each day. And the way you do that is by recording it and not breaking the chain. Getting that momentum and then continuing on and on and on. I'm going to read from this website. Brad Isaac was a young comedian starting out on the comedy circuit. One fateful night, he found himself in a club where Jerry Seinfeld was performing. In an interview on Lifehacker, Isaac shared what happened when he caught Seinfeld backstage and asked if he had any tips for a young comic. Now, we all know how big Jerry Seinfeld is and everything he's contributed, but this crosses over beyond stand-up into other parts of your life and for people who aren't comics. Here's how Isaac described the interaction with Seinfeld. He said the way to be a better comic was to create better jokes, and the way to create better jokes was to write every day. That's what we talk about here all the time. And by we, I mean me, Willie, and Bingo. They're always saying it. You gotta write. He told me to get a big wall calendar that has a whole year on one page and hang it on a prominent wall. So you know those big calendars, and it has every day of the year, January, February, March, you know the months. Boom, you put it in a place that you're going to see it every single day. The next step was to get a big red magic marker. He said for each day that I do my task of writing, I get to put a big red X over that day. So let's say your writing task is 10 jokes a day, or it's writing for 20 minutes or an hour or 2 hours, whatever it is. You determine that, and then you stick by it. And when you do it each day, you put a big red X over that. After a few days, you'll have a chain. Just keep at it, and the chain will grow longer every day. You'll like seeing that chain, especially when you get a few weeks under your belt. Your only job is to not break the chain. So here's what happens when people start a new task. They overwhelm themselves. I would get a day planner, a new one to start the year, and I would fill it out. That Monday, boy, I was hard charging. I had 130 tasks that I had to accomplish. And what does that lead to? Burnout. By Tuesday, I had maybe half of that. And by Thursday, I had one task. And by Friday, I stopped bringing the planner with me. You want to keep this simple. Don't add a bunch of stuff to this calendar. Just make it for writing. Okay? Put another calendar up for performing if you have to. But if you add a bunch of stuff in there, it's going to be too hard. You're going to start ignoring the calendar. It's just for writing. You put that X up there. Okay, I did it today. And it's a little bit of work each day that adds up to a whole lot. And so you can visually see your progress. Okay, I started January 20th on Richard Francis Williams' birthday. And here it is, March 13th. look at all these days that I wrote. The important thing is to not take a break. Don't take weekends off. You're just writing jokes. Okay? As I always say, let's not make it rocket science or it's like we're digging a ditch. This technique has been used in many other forms of personal development. Let's say that. When somebody gets sober, what do they start counting? How many consecutive days in a row they've been sober from alcohol. Pretty amazing. What are some other things that people do where they count their time? How many years they put into work? Maybe that's some of my examples are bad. That's why you see my eyes shifting around. But you know how many days until the start of the NFL kickoff? You start marking that calendar down. You know how many days until that new Call of Duty game's coming out that you can while away the hours, consulting with the flowers, conspiring with the rain. I'm getting loopy here. I've been looking at vehicles and trying to figure all that stuff out. I think I might just drive this van right into the sun. Just let it as far as it'll take me. Let the problems come when they come. I don't know. But it's a nice reward system for yourself. You can look up at that calendar and go, yeah, I've written for 33 days in a row. That's pretty impressive. If you start off thinking I'm going to write 33 days in a row, you might not do it because your mind goes, I haven't written 2 days in a row. Your subconscious starts freaking out. I'm not that. That's why you do it one day at a time. All right. I'll see you in the next video. Comes out tomorrow. That's the last of these bonus ones for tonight. And guess what? You're going to get to see Willie and Bingo in their wild habitat running around the backyard of my house that was built in 1896. It's old, it's weathered, but so am I.